A stunning new report on the Postmaster General, Louis DeJoy, demanding a full and independent investigation into what Congresswoman Jackie Spears said could be a couple of felonies: laundering campaign money and lying to Congress. This is based on the Washington Post's scoop on DeJoy's rise, being powered by contributions from workers at his former business who were later reimbursed. That's according to interviews with multiple people who worked for that business. 5 of them, tells the Post, they were urged to write checks and attend fundraisers. 2 others said DeJoy would instruct that bonus payments to staffers be boosted to help defray the cost of their contributions.
That's insanely goddamn illegal, and you can tell how true it is because of how defensive DeJoy got when he was asked about it in the House Oversight Committee just a few weeks ago.
Did you pay back several of your top executives for contributing to Trump's campaign by bonusing or rewarding them?
That's an outrageous claim, sir, and I resent it.
I'm just asking a question.
The answer is no.
So on top of all of that being illegal, he also just lied to Congress there. I mean, you can say, oh, this is speculation, whatever. I doubt anyone watching this channel would make that claim and defend someone like Louis DeJoy, who is a massively corrupt individual who's built his entire career on corruption, on donations to Republicans, and then brought that corruption specifically to the post office. The evidence is fairly overwhelming based on the reporting from the Washington Post. Louis DeJoy's prolific campaign fundraising, which helped position him as a top Republican power broker in North Carolina and ultimately as head of the U.S. Postal Service, was bolstered for more than a decade by a practice that left many employees feeling pressured to make political contributions to GOP candidates. Money DeJoy later reimbursed through bonuses, former employees say. 5 people who worked for DeJoy's former business, New Breed Logistics, say they were urged by DeJoy's aides or by the chief executive himself to write checks and attend fundraisers at his 1,500 square foot gated mansion beside a Greensboro, North Carolina country club. Their events for Republicans running for the White House and Congress routinely fetched $100,000 or more apiece. 2 other employees familiar with New Breed's financial and payroll system said DeJoy would instruct that bonus payments to staffers be boosted to help defray the cost of their contributions, an arrangement that would be unlawful. A Washington Post analysis of federal and state campaign finance records found a pattern of extensive donations by New Breed employees to Republican candidates, with the same amount often given by multiple people on the same day. Between 2000 and 2014, 124 individuals who worked for the company together gave more than $1 million to federal and state GOP candidates. Many had not previously made political donations and have not made any since leaving the company, public records show. Although it can be permissible to encourage employees to make donations, reimbursing them for those contributions is a violation of North Carolina and federal election laws. Known as a straw donor scheme, the practice allows donors to evade individual contribution limits and obscures the true source of money used to influence elections. Such federal violations carry a 5-year statute of limitations. There is no statute of limitations in North Carolina for felonies, including campaign finance violations. The report also talks about how only $700 were given by employees to Democrats in that same 14-year period of 2000 to 2014, $1 million from those employees to Republicans. And then the bonus paper trail seems to line up with that. So it's pretty clear. And by the way, DeJoy could definitely go to prison for this. You guys remember Dinesh D'Souza, the conservative pundit, who I think also once dated Ann Coulter. Oh, and then also Laura Ingraham. Double gag. Anyway, he went to prison for the straw man contribution thing for just, I think, one person. And he was convicted of it. So DeJoy could be in a lot of hot water here if, hopefully, Democrats regain the White House, have someone in charge of the Justice Department who would see through on this, then he could actually face consequences for his actions, potentially. But the Republicans, he's bought them all off. Don't people get it? This is money that he's raised for them. So they're not going to investigate him on their own. But if Biden were to win, Democrats were to control the Senate, and then also Biden was able to appoint his own attorney general, different story. But this is an amazing example of how quotidian corruption has become in the United States. That's why he has this position. because of those illegal actions, because of that corruption, because of those felony violations of campaign finance law. It's not the bug, it's the feature.